Good morning, glue troopers. Ta-ta-ta-ta.
So you managed to get your shirt off.
This is my Valentine's Day gift from my lovely wife, Mandalorian T-shirt. This is the way. So, as I told you guys yesterday, got folks coming over again today, so I'll probably get some stuff out of. I think they'll let me come out and work today after we give our, oh, how you doing? Been so great. Oh, what you been up to? So we're kind of like, okay, bored now. Let's go do different stuff, and everybody's on their stuff, and I'm out here. And hey, it's a typical family get together, right? Well, I have my first set of fins made with the Estes fin alignment tool. One of them managed to get a little, I guess I didn't use enough glue. I'm going to have to re-anchor that, but they're straight. So, I mean, you know, I was going to say not exactly rocket science, but it sort of kind of is. And also, I forgot to tell you guys yesterday, you've heard me complain about how tight it is here in the Tarbis, especially when you have my girth and my girth. You're talking about my girth. Oop, I promised you I wouldn't do that anymore. Dun dun. So, of course, I just backed the chair up and knocked over a table. Luckily, it was just some tools and things, nothing broken, no models are damaged. I've gotten better about keeping model parts on the big table and only tools and things on the little table. So in the event I do knock something over, I'm gonna, just be something I can pick up off the floor. So my primary goal for the day is to get the GB painted and maybe get the two figures I started on yesterday done. Well, not done, but actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to put the Metal Luna together any further until I get it painted. I think I'd like to pre-paint it, but the large pink lizard, I think I can go ahead and glue that all together. But the only thing is that as long as it's just sort of quasi snap tight, I can still pose it a little bit. But man, once you glue it down, it's glued in place, and you get that when you have models that have options, you're like, okay, I've made my decision. I'm gonna put it together this way, and you glue it down, and it's harden it, and then you, oh, wait a minute, it would have been better if I'd done it this way, and oh great, now I've got the glue on it. Of course, you can take a little solvent and get it off, but you know what I mean. So that's really not a lot going on today. Those are the only things I would like to get accomplished. There was something I wanted to talk about. I'm sure all of us have done dioramas or some sort of, model on a base or something, maybe even some large dioramas. But one of the kind of modelings that were fields of modeling that we've never talked about is topographical models, like architectural models. And I was recently contacted by a viewer who back in the 70s worked for a topographical modeling company. And topographical models are actually the kind of model that sort of no one ever talks about or thinks much about unless you need one. But in operations like in the military, they're extremely important, also often in courtrooms and legal cases. The first time I ever saw a topo model was when I was in the Army. We're down in the Panama Canal Zone, and a young lieutenant, actually our platoon leader, Lieutenant Foster, was briefing he was giving the entire frag order for the company for a training operation. He'd made this pretty large, just right there out of dirt, and everything, and had it all roped off, and it was a good size, and he had all the terrain to match the map and everything. If you ever read a military map, they have the contour lines, and the contour lines represent an interval. So, example, 20 feet of elevation, the standard Army map was 20 feet of elevation between contour lines. So when you saw these contour lines, you knew that it was 20 feet up or down between the two of them, and the tighter they got together, the steeper the hill, and the more spread out they were, the flatter the land. And apparently topographical models are often made using a similar technique. Now, of course, they can be rugged edged, laid out just like the lines on a map, or that can be used as a base, and then you can put something over to smooth it out to give it the terrain look, but then you have an accurate map. And that's a very specialized skill. During World War II, and this was a big secret, by the way, they had hangars full of these gigantic hyper-accurate models of the topography of Tokyo and these other cities that were made to train aircrew with. And since they were taking reconnaissance photos, they were extremely accurate. And that's surprisingly specific type of modeling that you don't hear much about, but it's still done today. And it's not the kind of thing that us as kit model builders would probably normally get into, but if you are trying to make an accurate diorama of a specific area, those techniques would be a good thing to know. Could really make it go a lot smoother and be more accurate. I just thought that was interesting because it's a type of model building that, obviously by the physical space it eats up, it's not something that many people are going to collect. Although he was telling me that some people did actually buy sections of these topographical models. You get like your neighborhood or something, and they weren't cheap. But I just thought that was kind of cool. And it's a kind of modeling that doesn't get a lot of love, but it should, because it's really neat. It's modeling in every way it can be modeling, and it's 100% scratch done because obviously there are no kits. But I just thought that was kind of a neat thing, and thought you guys might enjoy it. I thought about maybe putting together a little video on it, but then that got out. As soon as I started doing a little research on it, it got out of hand real fast. Like, no, okay, no one even knows when the first topographical models were made. Probably going back to the pharaohs making models of the Sphinx or something, but well, not the Sphinx, but maybe, you know what I mean. As long as someone could push dirt together to make a miniature of a terrain feature, and I doubt there's any record when the first time a topo model was made. But that kind of brings up the question, when was the first model made? And I guess, now I don't mean styrene model, I mean the first ever. And we've seen things made in miniature and toys going back as far as there have been civilization. So there's something about making things in miniature it's part of who we are. And we've always enjoyed doing it. And I imagine it's attached to both the artistic side of our brain and the logical side of our brain. And the YouTuber Joe Scott just recently did one on music and why music is so important and how it has the effect it has. And it was very interesting. And I think art and model building, and I put model building firmly in the category with art. I think these are all part of that same functions of our brain, why we love music and art and modeling and things like that. And it goes back throughout recorded time, and I'm sure well before. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. Well, hopefully I'll get out here and get some work done today. Guys, remember to keep it fun and make it what you want it to be. This is the way. Model on.